Hello, my dear students. Welcome back to English class with Ma'am Cleo. Can you tell me which word is spelled correctly? Keep this in mind because we'll be coming back to it later. Let's first check out our learning targets for today. By the end of this lesson, you should be able to form the correct plural form of singular nouns and use the correct plural form of nouns in sentences. For today's lesson, we will discuss 8 rules of forming plural nouns. We have a lot to cover, so let's get cracking. What is a singular noun? A singular noun means that there is one of something. A good way to remember this is that the word singular has the word single in it, which means there is only one. A plural noun, on the other hand, means that there is more than one. It'll be easier to remember if you take note that the word plural has the word plus, which means more, hidden in it. Like in math, when you want to add more, you make use of the plus sign. As I've said, today we will get to know 8 rules of changing a singular noun to a plural noun. Rule number 1. The plural of most nouns is formed by adding s. Let's look at a couple of singular nouns. Based on the first rule, how do we make these singular nouns into plural nouns? By adding s. Fan now becomes fans, and pet becomes pets. Rule number 2. The plural of nouns that end in soft ch, sh, x, or s is formed by adding es. Here are some singular nouns that apply to this rule: church and bus. How do we make these singular nouns into plural nouns? Simply by adding es. Church becomes churches, and bus becomes buses. How about box and dish? Same as with the church and bus, we only need to add es. Box becomes boxes, and dish becomes dishes. As for nouns that end in hard ch, we only need to add an s. This rule applies to singular nouns such as monarch and patriarch. Take note of the difference in the ch sound of the words monarch and church. Church ends with a soft ch, and monarch ends with a hard ch. Monarch now becomes monarchs, and patriarch now becomes patriarchs. Nouns that end in o have a couple of rules. Rule number 3. If a vowel comes before an o, the plural is formed by adding s to the singular form of the noun. Try forming these singular nouns into plural nouns. We only need to add s. Radio becomes radios, and duo becomes duos. Rule number 4. Now, if a consonant comes before an o, the plural is formed by adding es to the singular form of the noun. How do we make these singular nouns into plural nouns? By adding es. Hero becomes heroes, and potato becomes potatoes. Rule number 5. For nouns that end in f or fe, the plural is usually formed by changing f or fe to v and adding s or es. Try changing these singular nouns into their plural form. Change the f to v and add es. Elf becomes elves, and leaf becomes leaves. Nouns that end in y also have a couple of rules. Rule number 6. If a vowel comes before a y, the plural is formed by adding s. How do we make these singular nouns into plural nouns? Simply by adding s. Boy becomes boys, and day becomes days. Rule number 7. If a consonant comes before a y, the plural is formed by changing the y to I and adding es. Try forming these singular nouns into plural nouns. Change y to I and add es. Lily becomes lilies, and baby becomes babies. Forming the plural of compound nouns also has a couple of rules. Rule number 8. For the vast majority of compound nouns, the plural is formed by adding s to the principal word or the most important word in the compound noun. Mother-in-law becomes mothers-in-law, and passerby becomes passers-by. When there is no obvious principal word, add s or es to the end of the compound noun. Lieutenant general becomes lieutenant generals, and fire drill becomes fire drills. Let's practice what you've learned with this short activity. Grab a piece of paper and a pen or pencil. Draw this table on your piece of paper. Pick out at least 10 each of singular and plural nouns from the story in the next slide. Write down the respective plural and singular forms too. Continue watching the video to check your answers. After learning how to form plural nouns, let's go back to my question at the start of the video. Which of the following words is spelled correctly? Rather, which of the following words is the correct plural form of the word honey? Awesome job finishing this video! Don't forget to check your Schoology account for activities about today's lesson. Once again, this has been English Class with Ma'am Cleo.